talk a little more about the thyroid. I have horrible thyroid issues. My sister just last week was diagnosed with, I guess, beginning stage thyroid cancer. They found the cancer cells in her thyroid. She's 27. So I'm interested to hear more about that.
Okay.
They don't know how to treat it yet or anything, but I mean, I'm curious what.
Well, my first recommendation for a thyroid problem is don't use fluoride.
When you said that before, I was dosed with fluoride as a child. It's pretty, the doctors just gave it to us as kids, and it actually ruined my teeth, I think, or something. I'm not sure the full story, but.
I get this publication on occasion. I don't know why. It's from the American Dental Association. Mm-hmm. And I always think, oh, more propaganda. This one really caught my eye because this one has an article in it called Fluoride and Fluoridation. And I thought, again, propaganda. Mm-hmm. So I began reading the article, and the first page was all about all the wonders of fluoride. But then, when I turned the page this way, I discovered that you're getting fluoride in a lot of other ways, not just through your toothpaste. You're getting fluoride in your cereals, you're getting fluoride in your juices, beer and wine, deboned chicken, the list goes on. And then the next page was really interesting. You're only supposed to use that much toothpaste on your toothbrush. And if you use too much, your teeth get white tips. That's a sign of too much fluoride. Or up around the gums, you get these brown spots. Too much fluoride. Well, it came right out of the mouth of the American Dental Association. So what are they really telling us here? More importantly, other than the fact that it doesn't do to your teeth what it's supposed to do, the valence of fluoride, the charge of fluoride, the electrical charge of fluoride, knocks out the valence of iodine. And your thyroid needs iodine to talk to the rest of your body. There are pathways, we call them, that the thyroid uses that are actually iodine pathways. And when you displace it with fluoride, it no longer works. So that's the first thing I would suggest, would be to be sure that you're not getting any fluoridation at all. And then take a look at our thyroid formula, because there are thyrotrophic herbs that for thousands of years have, oh, there's the other picture I was looking for thousands of years have, these herbs have healed and fed the thyroid. So in our thyroid formula, I don't know my alphabet today, we have fenugreek, kelp, Irish moss, and wild yam. There's also calcium and magnesium in there. And there's enough enzymes in the formula to actually digest it. So when you take this formula, the point for the thyroid is here. And when you first start taking the formula, if I've done my job, that point is tender, and you can monitor your own progress by palpating that point every day. And you will feel it get less and less tender as your thyroid heals. Now that may not be the only thing that your sister needs, because you have to be sure that those cells aren't sticking together. You have to be sure that there's blood supply to it. You have to be sure that there's white blood cells there that are cleaning it up and dumping it in the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system has to be open. I mean, we really look at the whole body. It doesn't matter what your diagnosis is. What matters is what your body's telling us. What you're telling us about your body, what your body's telling us, what that urinalysis shows up as, and
can you be on more than one at once? Like, I know I have thyroid issues personally. I know I do, but could I be on that? But also, you might find through the other analysis I had something wrong with some other part that needed also fixing or working out.
I'm sure you've heard the expression, it's like peeling an onion.
Yeah.
I hate to use that expression, but you know, we might find when we do these tests that first we have to do your lymphatic system, and it might be the cerebrospinal fluid and not the lymph itself that's not moving properly. So yeah, these are food formulas, so there's no interaction between the formulas themselves or between the formula and a drug, because this is food. I mean, it would be like telling you, don't eat turkey, because it's gonna react with something you're taking. It's a food, so you can take it without worrying about how they're going to interact with each other.
There's no side effects.
Right. Well, there are no side effects to enzymes. If I give you a formula that has a lot of protease in it and you get a stomach ache from it, it's not really a side effect of that formula. That formula is telling me that I just missed something, that your mucosal lining is starting to break down, and we need to rebuild that first, because God intended us to fix everything this way, and not through injections, and to use food. That's the intention, and that's what we do here. We use 100% food formulas, so they're not going to interact with anything. Some people will look at those ingredients in the thyroid formula and they'll say, well, the last time I took fenugreek, I had an allergic reaction to it. Well, if you don't digest something and you keep taking it, eventually it's a toxin. So when this person ate fenugreek, it was still fenugreek in their gut. It didn't turn into, let me tell you what the properties of fenugreek are. It's a mucilage, it's an expectorant, it's a restorative. It's rich in A and D. It has an oil that resembles cod liver oil. It's rich in minerals, protein, B1, B2, B3, lecithin, iron, choline. A lot of things are in fenugreek, and if you don't digest it, you won't get those things. You'll get fenugreek in your bloodstream. And that is a foreign material. Your body can't use fenugreek. So your adrenal gland is going to send up that red flag and say, we got a problem here. We have a foreign substance in the body, and you're going to have an allergic reaction to it. But if you digest it, this time around, it's going to do what it's supposed to do. So don't be afraid to try a formula just because there's an ingredient in there that you think you're allergic to. Because most food allergies are because you're not properly digesting your food, and the food itself is becoming a toxin.